Hey guys, welcome back to 5 songs you should hear. Number 2, The Deuce. And I like the responses I got from the video. I liked it. I think that I did pretty good. I think that people are gonna like the series. But I do want to point out that it may not be the best every single time. But these are songs that I think you should check out. Now I do want to kind of put different genres on here. So if you're not a fan of a certain genre, you may not like that type of music. Sorry, but they will be fun songs. So if you just like checking out new music, even though you don't like the genre, this is going to be a great series for you. So the first one I'm going to talk about today is Millionaires Alcohol. So some of these bands that I have not reviewed yet, and I'll be telling you to check out their songs. Interesting enough, I'm probably going to kind of hunker down and review them as I go along. So be prepared for that. That I may talk about it more in depth, that band. I'm more just talking about the music. But this is a fun little song that they put out. They had a quick time in the sun. I don't know if they're going to be coming back to the limelight anytime soon. But basically, they seem to be some money chicks who had money to go and record in the studio. They blow up. They blew up. You can read more on Spotify if you want to or online. But the Millionaires is basically two girls, auto tune, music. But this is really a catchy song. They're really vulgar. I will tell you that right away. They are really, 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 really vulgar. So you don't want to check them out. You don't want to listen around kids or whatever because they do say some raucous stuff. But the song is called Alcohol by the Millionaires. Two chicks just talking about everything under the sun. Drinking, taking clothes off, all that kind of stuff. But this song is really fun. I think of all the songs that they have, this is probably one of the best ones that I could choose from to put on there. I probably couldn't. I think there's one called Drunk Star Anthem that's probably pretty good, and they're kind of like a guilty pleasure of mine. When I first found them, I listened to like a lot of their songs. I was like, they're not bad. I mean, the songs are really horrible, but it's so horrible you want to listen to more. It's kind of one of those bands. So let's move on to song number 2. So don't forget to check out Millionaires Alcohol, and I'll review them at the end if you don't want to go to the list. Second song is an oldie. So I started watching a show called Sun Records. If you haven't seen the show, it's a super awesome show. It has they start out when um, Johnny Cash and Elvis Presley and Jerry Lewis are in their teenage years. Jerry Lewis, I'd actually think might be younger than that. He's probably in his early teens. But Jerry Lewis, I have a song for you to check out. If you've never heard this song, now I know some people say, "Oh yeah, I've heard it, I've heard it." But have you really heard it? Have you really sat down and listened to that song all the way through? Such a great song. Jerry Lewis, Great Balls of Fire. If you haven't heard this song, it's definitely a must-hear song. If you have not heard it all the way through, if you haven't listened to it, um, listen to that song because it may put you on a path to want to listen to more of his stuff because that's what happened with me. I knew he was going to be on the show, and I'm like, I haven't listened to him in a long time. I went back, listened to a lot of his stuff, and I mean, wow, this guy, Jerry Lewis, is somebody that they don't talk about a lot, and I think it's because of what he did with certain things um, at the end of his career, or what ended his career. So I don't know what happened exactly, but I knew he did some kind of shady stuff at some point in his career. So if you want to read about that, you can. But this is about his music. I tend to stay out of the politics, stay out of the news, and just listen to the music that I put in my ears. All right. So Jerry Lewis, Great Balls of Fire, definitely worth, I think, checking out. It's just it embodies everything about Jerry Lewis and everything that he created for the music community. So there you go. The next song, number 3, is a guy who I was very, very fond of when I first heard him. The first CD I got of his, I don't know if it was the first CD or the second CD. Might have been a second CD because a lot of rappers, they'll come out with a CD and it won't get very popular. And then they come up with another CD and they'll get like a bunch of famous people to come on there and people will get attracted because of, Ludacris is with him or somebody was with him and then they'll blow up, whatever. Just an example. I don't know who was on the CD, but this song is not probably the best song I will say by this guy, but it's really a mainstream song and a really good song to kind of get you in the door if you like Fabolous. But Fabolous is such a good rapper And I think that he's somebody that's overlooked. He's still around today. I'm pretty sure I've seen that he came out with an album. I haven't checked it out, but I think he kind of started to kind of get away from my point of view that I liked about him. And I don't know, like his rhythmic songs and things that I liked about him kind of stopped. And now it seems like it's just a lot of talk rap, and I'm just not a huge fan of that. But he did a song called "Breathe" a long time ago. It was probably one of his peak. Well, no, he had a few other good songs, but "Breathe" is probably the most mainstream song he probably had. There's probably some other ones, but one that actually is not that bad. I don't think he curses in it. Well, no, that's not right. Cancel that. He does curse in it. But "Fabulous," "Breathe" is definitely a song worth checking out if you like rap and you want to check out a new artist. Even if you just want to hear a good song by a guy that's a rapper, this is actually pretty good. It has a woman does kind of a singing in it, and then he kind of raps at times during the video or during the song. Sorry, but yeah, definitely a song worth checking out. Number 4, Volbeat. If you've been locked in a cabinet somewhere over the past 5 years, Volbeat has been this kind of band that's kind of emerged, and they emerged and then kind of disappeared, and somebody slammed the door shut because I don't know what's going on with them now. I don't know if they're going to be popular any longer, but they had a song called "A Warrior's Call," which blew up. It was huge. It was on the radio like every hour, like 5 years ago. Like this band was everywhere. Like they were probably on MTV too, I would assume, because it was such a big song. It's kind of just a anthem song or something kind of song that it just gets you moving. Like it was such a great song that I can't even really tell you anything about it. You just got to listen to it because they got kind of a different sound to them, kind of like a southern slang, and then they're in hard rock kind of mixed with it, and it's kind of a different thing that I don't think anyone's ever heard before in that way. So I think that's why Volbeat kind of caught a chord with people. But then they released their next album after that, and it kind of was like, "Meow." And it was okay, and I still like them. But for some reason, I think you need to go back and check out Volbeat's catalog because they are really good. They're just trying to, I think they're trying to change themselves, and they just need to stay par of the course, keep going the way they were, and they'll be fine. I think they got some good songs. They're just starting. I think they're trying to try too hard. That's what it is. I think that's what it is. So Volbeat, though, definitely a great band, and also A Warrior's Call is definitely a great song to check out of them to kind of get you in the door with Volbeat, but also it's probably one of their best songs. There is some other, actually no, that's not their best song. I like another one of those songs better, but A Warrior's Call, definitely worth checking out. Then, this is a band that I had not reviewed, and I'm surprised I haven't reviewed yet, because it's kind of a relatively unknown band, and I don't think people really are going to know this band. Um, Besides Millionaires at the top. I've never heard of them either, for the most part. Feel Never Real is the name of this band. And I want to say this was on the radio, but maybe not. It sounds very familiar. Maybe just because I've listened to it so much and it keeps coming up on my stupid playlist on Spotify all the time. All the time. All the time. Anyways, the song is called Come Too Far. And every time I hear this, there's so many people that try to rip off Nickelback that sound just like Nickelback. It's kind of hard to distinguish, like what's been on radio, what's all that. So this is one of those bands that kind of sounds like Nickelback, but at times they sound like other people. So they're kind of all over the place, all over the spectrum. They're kind of like I want to say they're punk. They're more punk, I think, but they're kind of like, I don't even know how to explain them really, but they're really good. They have solid tunes. Like almost all their songs are listenable, and they're very, very intriguing. So Come Too Far is probably the gateway into liking. If you like this song, you should check out Trailer Park Princess was the other song I was going to put on here, but I was like, well, it's not that good. It's okay. But if you like Come Too Far, check out Trailer Park Princess. That's another song to kind of jump you into it, to kind of show you their spectrum. And even Trailer Park Princess is not a bad song, but Come Too Far is a way better song. So you got that spectrum of really, really good with Come Too Far, and Trailer Park Princess, which is mediocre but still great, a great song. And they had some other songs too. I found them through, I think, Boba Flex, which I've yet to talk about. But anyways, that's the 5 songs. Number 1, Millionaires, Alcohol. Check them out. Jerry Lewis, Great Balls of Fire. Check that song out. Fabolous, Breathe. You should hear it. Volbeat, A Warrior's Call. You should hear it. Feel Never Real, Come Too Far. You should hear it. So these are 5 songs you should hear. Number 2, as always, like, comment, subscribe. And for everything to do with Brad Tragic, check out bradtragic.weebly.com. And as always, keep rocking and keep listening to musics. Keep listening to music. I'll learn how to talk some year, month, day. Later, guys.